Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Linnea and this is going to be a book to screen vlog on A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms by George R. Martin. Now we're getting the first season of A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. It's already renewed for a second season that I think is going to air in 2027. Who knows with series these days. But I read this quite a long time ago, maybe like, 8 years ago or something. And I remember really enjoying these short stories about Dunk and Egg, a hedge knight and his squire with a secret. But I'm not really sure what my expectations are for the series. I really like House of the Dragon. I am a huge Game of Thrones fan, the last couple of seasons excluded. But I'm not really sure where I'm leaning with A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, so it's going to be so much fun to watch it. For this vlog, I'm going to reread the book and I'm going to watch maybe the first episode or the first couple of episodes. We'll see where we land. I'm going to give you my thoughts that I know. So I guess let's start reading. Okay, I just finished the first short story in this 3 short story collection. Do you say it like that? What do I know? It's not mine. I just finished the first short story in this collection of 3, setting up the relationship between Dunk and Egg and what path that they are going to be on for the next 2 short stories. And I just love entering the world of Westeros. I really do. I love George R. R. Martin's writing. This is a little more, I don't want to say simplistic, but like this story is more centered. Does that make sense? Dunk does not hold any significant power. He is not a political player. He's just a hedge knight, and you kind of get the everyday life of Westerosi people. And I kind of like that. You still have the political arena, kind of like where the country has ended up after the civil war between the Targaryens, and also further than that with the dragons dying out. This takes place 100 years before A Game of Thrones starts. It is really interesting to see the dynamic that is left in the Targaryen house, and you also get glimpses of history being made that we later get glimpses of in A Song of Ice and Fire. So yeah, I just really like it, and I love Dunk and Egg as a duo and as characters. And beyond building their relationship, the first short story also focuses a lot on knighthood and the meaning of being a knight. A hedge knight doesn't have a high standing as a knight that belongs to a royal household or even belongs to one of the bigger houses as a family member, but his status all there is to being a knight. So filming this, it's Sunday the 18th. In Sweden, we're going to be able to watch the first episode on Monday the 19th. That is tomorrow. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm going to just continue reading now. And yeah, I do not have any sort of like expectations for tomorrow. It's going to be very interesting to see what they'll do with the story and how it compares to Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon. Super excited. Yeah, but for now, let's continue on with the next short story. Okay, it's Monday. I've been to work and then I picked up some Thai food on my way home. I'm now all set up and I'm gonna watch the first episode and I'm really excited about it. I had a little look and from what I can tell, the first season is gonna be the first novella. It's 6 episodes, so we'll see how that's gonna go. So excited. Okay, it's the next day. I've been to the gym, I've had some lunch and a shower, and now I'm ready to talk about the first episode. I did write some stuff down, so I have my notes here, and yeah, like right at the beginning, they let us know in true Game of Thrones disgusting fashion that this is not going to be as grand as what we've seen from the 2 other shows. Before, we followed the lords and ladies of the great houses in their political game. This is not that. And I quite like that, you know? The first episode is called The Hedge Knight, same as the first novella. And Dunk is just that, no more nor less. But I've always also been like, well, is he? I can't make up my mind. I don't know. If you've seen the first episode, the show, or like read the book, if you are familiar with the story, let me know what you think. Is Sir Duncan an actual knight? Did Sir Arlan knight Dunk before he died? What do you think? But we really follow the smaller man trying to make sense of what to do, who to be. And we also learn about the houses that we already know, but in a different way. And I quite like that. We see them through the lens of this hedge knight. So Dunk, as he's portrayed in the show, he's very likable. And then we have Egg. I mean, Dexter Sol Ansel, he does a marvelous job of bringing Egg to the screen. It went straight to my heart. I already love the dynamic between the two, and knowing Egg's story, I can clearly see why he seeks out Duncan. The end of the episode really brought tears to my eyes. It was beautiful. Also, when thinking of their dynamic, Duncan comes from his dynamic with Sir Arlan, and now he has the opportunity going forward to build this new dynamic with Egg. And he clearly picks up things from his old dynamic, but also really brings his own heart into this. Oh, what a beautiful pair the 2 of them are. If it's not clear, I quite enjoyed the first episode. It felt very true to the source material, especially the interaction between Dunk and Egg. There are other parts where they stray a little bit, but that also seems necessary for the new media. We need to get to know the world that we already know through this new perspective, and also learn where we are in history, because we've now had, of course, A Song of Ice and Fire, Game of Thrones, and then House of the Dragon, and now we're somewhere in between. So we kind of need to step into this world and orient ourselves. I'm also guessing that people want to see the Lord of the Houses that they know. Like, we recognize the banners and the names from the other shows. But as I said, we now see them through Duncan's eyes. And that also makes it a little more centered. We don't have that big map of characters and places, and it's just more focused. And I just can't wait for the next episode. I genuinely think that I'm gonna probably love this show. It's Westeros, but as I said, more centered and up close in the mud and the grit, and with a lot of heart. Asking the question, what makes a true knight. And I've continued on with the 2 other novellas, even though this first season is for the first novella. I just really wanted to immerse myself into this book, and I'm like halfway through now. I'm a little bit ahead on the second novella. I'll probably finish that and then wrap up the video and then continue on off camera to read the last part of this collection. But if you haven't read it and if you really enjoy Game of Thrones and A Song of Ice and Fire, I would really recommend this. It's different, same as the new show is different, but it's also different in a good way. But right now I have to work and meet some friends for quiz night, but I'll probably read some on the tram going over there. So yeah, see you later. Back for some final words. I just read the second novella, finished that yesterday, and rereading this has just reminded me so much of how much I love these stories and Dunk and Egg. Watching the first episode the other day as well, like I'm just so happy to be back in Westeros. The richness of this world, George R. R. Martin's world building never ceases to amaze and intrigue. I'm a forever fan. I would of course love to hear your opinions of the show. It's gonna be interesting to see if it holds up all the way through. I quite like that it's only 6 episodes. Well, we'll see what happens. Just give me your thoughts and hopes and dreams for the show. I'm so curious to know. Thank you again, as usual, for hanging out with me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It would really help me out, and I'll see you in the next one.